Good morning and warm welcome to you all. I'm Vaibhav, your host for today. We continue with our Sadgun Summit 126th virtual meet. Our topic for today is BRCGS issue 6 packaging materials shall be taken by Ms. Lekha Nair. She shall be covering following points: requirements of BRCGS packaging, compliance methodology, drive for sustainable and environmental friendly packaging, protect company reputation and brand image, regulatory compliances, followed by question and answer session. Let's quickly go through the agenda. Virtual inauguration by Dr. Sundar Kataria, invoking the blessing of deity, chanting of Gayatri Mantra, introduction of speaker, presentation by Ms. Lekha Nair, question and answer session, last closing session. A brief introduction of Dr. Sundar Kataria. Sadgun Sun conceived and led by Dr. Sundar Kataria, driven with a mission to elevate the quality, safety, and environmental awareness levels of industry. Sadgun Sangh is a series of educative, informative events aiming to illuminate professionals on possible solutions to current issues of industry and economy. His designation and organization: Chairman and Managing Director, International Certification Services Private Limited, academic qualifications, doctorate in business management, mechanical engineer. His experience are Rajasthan Atomic Power Project, India's first nuclear power plant, RAPP at Rawalbata, Kota, built by Indian engineers, work as nuclear scientist for 11 years and successfully completed and commissioned the plant. Engineers India Limited, first batch of engineers to develop Bombay High offshore oil and gas fields, mega offshore complex platform, trunk and submarine pipelines, underwater inspection and indigestion oil and gas equipment, etc. World's largest classification society, worked for 17 years at various capacity for the certification of fixed offshore installation, submarine pipelines, onshore project and personal qualification, underwater inspection drivers. He is a founder of India's first international certification conformance assessment body established in the year 1999, provider of total quality solution, certification of management system, ISO, inspection testing and training qualification of personnel. His achievements and awards are: received Lifetime Achievement Award for the contribution for the corrosion technologies from NACE International by NIGIS under NACE USA. Social worker, protection of life, asset, environmental and safety. Now I request Dr. Sundar Kataria to virtually inaugurate the session.
शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शत्रुबुद्धिविनाशाय दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तुते दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तुते शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः.
Please join us for the recitation of the Gayatri Mantra.
But
Brief introduction of the keynote speaker. Designation and organization, senior consultant at DMC International. His academic qualification are electronics and telecommunication, lead auditor QMS, lead auditor EMS, lead auditor OSHA. Her areas of specialization and experience, a certified and experienced professional of electronic based BRC6 packaging, quality control and quality assurance implementation activities for the products as per guidelines and regulatory requirements, running own consultancy services, Messrs. Dhia Management Consultancy in India and Middle East. Project implemented in Kuwait Oil Company, Energy Management System in RIGS, gas gathering stations and process units. ISMS projects completed Vitur Cloud, Info Analytica, Texture Technology, Equilibrium and with team. Please welcome Dr. Ms. Lekha Nair. Over to you, ma'am.
Hi, good morning, all of you. First of all, thank you very much, ICS and Sadgun team, Kataria sir, Sumiji for the opportunity. All the best to Sadgun for 126th webinar. First of all, Sadgun required a lot of congratulations that they have conducted a lot of webinars, free webinars, and a lot of informations they have provided. And meeting and greeting on Saturdays, it also reduce the distance between us. Okay. Today's subject is BRCGS issue 6 packaging standards. It's a global standard. First of all, I will give the declaration. I am a trained BRCGS auditor. Also, this webinar is a free webinar. No commercials are involved. Okay. This is regarding the BRCGS standards and the awareness how to implement the same. And the standards are very emerging in the global scenario. Okay. First, the context of this, I will explain how the standards have developed. Everybody knows that HACCP developed by NASA in 1971. And the EU made it regulatory in 1998. We know UAE HACCP is a regulation from 2005. EU for public compliance and law, they have made it under GFSI, Global Food Safety Initiative. This FSSC also is a GFSI standard. Retailers and brand owners come into picture, and they made this private standard. And these private standards are under 17021 and 17065. Based on that, they have prepared this mainly and brand owners. Any example of retailers? Everybody knows the retailers. Biggest retailer is Walmart. They have 10,000 plus retail outlets, and the brand owners, Coca-Cola, Pepsi, Nestle, and these people are brand owners. They mainly go for FSSC standards, and their supply chain and their suppliers will go for BRC food as well as BRCGS packaging. Okay, BRC food suppliers of food colors, food concentrate, sugar, these all people will apply for BRCGS food certification. Earlier, the standard known as British Retail Consortium. Now the standard name is Brand Reputation Compliance Global Standard. Okay. Why the importance of global standards BRCGS? The report comes in the website. The report we can see, suppliers can see, customers can see, brand owners can see, all the NCs, the corrective actions, everything, the grades, everything will be very shown in the website. Okay, the NCs, how it is a grading system. Grading system, how it is AA, A, B, C, D, just like that. Double A, if the client gets a double A, it will be NCs from 1 to 5, A 1 to 10, B 1 to 15, like that. Okay. There is also announced and unannounced audit. Announced audit, as CBs do, the date fixed for the client verification, and they will go for the announced audit. Unannounced audit, they will give you a band. Hello. They will give you a band of verification from 1st April to 15th of May. There will be an audit, and based on that unannounced date, they will conduct an audit and issue a plus grade also. A plus, double A plus, B plus, etc. Okay, that is the system of this GFS, BRCGS. Okay, I will share my slides. Is it visible? Is it visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I'm explaining here the fund. Other clauses are important also. We know that I must implement, but the star clauses, BRCGS have star clauses. These star clauses we have to implement. Failure to comply any requirement of fundamental statement of intent, a major NC will be issuing. So that these I'm explaining only these fundamental clauses and how to implement the same. Okay. They call it as HARA, HARA, hazard analysis and risk assessment. Third is specifications, internal audit, corrective and preventive actions, traceability. Traceability, there is two type of traceability, forward and backward traceability, housekeeping and cleaning. You can think that housekeeping and cleaning is a fundamental clause in BRCGS. Okay. Process control. Production is not a fundamental clause. You can produce the rejection. Their BRCGS will not tell anything, but process control is a fundamental clause. Training and competence. Okay, training and competence is also a fundamental clause. First of all, the senior management commitment and continual improvement. That clause, it is very critical. They will be asking for a quality policy implementation, the culture, how the plans we have to implement the quality policy down the level. That is the importance of BRCGS standard. Everything they will ask for a action plan and how we implemented the policy down the level. What is the evidence that the quality policy is implemented? What is the survey report and how we have reviewed and how the reporting done to the senior management. That is the level of implementation which BRCGS is calling for. So senior management commitment and continual improvement is the first clause, and they will call for the quality policy. We have seen in last Sadgun meeting also, there was a query, the quality policy is only displayed on the wall of the companies and it is not implemented, and nobody bothered about this thing. They will not change the revision. They will not change the revision. Nothing will be changed, but in BRCGS, it's a very fundamental clause. They will call for all the implementation, all the results, reviews, survey reports, everything. Okay. And failure to the fundamental clause, they will issue a major. Second is technical knowledge and information and legal requirements. If the country have any legal requirement for the product, it is compulsory, they have to clear it. First 115 itself, they will verify the technical knowledge and the informations which the company have. Two is hazard analysis and risk assessment. A lot of Sadgun Sangh meeting was explained the HACCP, PRP, OPRP and CCPs. The same way the HARA, product safety and legality is the importance, and CCP analysis will be verified. For the raw materials, production, maintenance and stores and finished goods also have the risk assessment. Mainly 4 to 5 HACCP registers, they will be verifying strictly, and the HACCP mainly calculate based on physical, chemical, biological and allergens. Okay. And the HACCP register should control with the PRPs, OPRPs and CCPs. Everybody know the PRP, the basic requirement of the plant, closure of the plant, cleaning, sanitizing, all will come in the PRPs. The CCP HARA should have a control and control procedures for PRP compliances. OPRPs mainly the machineries and the operations, how they done the OPRPs, and the references will HARA will give the references. CCP and what are the critical control points in the areas that we will be regularly monitoring the frequency, and the report have to show. That is a requirement. HARA, detailed HARA verification will do by BRCGS auditors. It's based on, there should be a team, FSMS team. They will prepare the HARA based on historical, non-enforceable product safety hazards associated with specific processes and raw materials, intended use of the product for non-likely products, defects that affect safety, relevant codes of practices, legislative requirements. Types of hazards are malicious interventions, raw material fraud, microbiological, chemical, unintended substance migration, foreign objects, recycled materials, foreseeable consumer misuse, defects, critical consumer safety, functional integrity. Okay, mainly raw material fraud, they will be explaining like that. If we have a silos and water tanks, etc. outside, BRCGS is very serious about the thing. The silos should be closed, and water tanks area will be closed, and tanks will be closed. Lock and key will be open the tanks at what particular time, and how the usages, everything. We should have a documented records. Okay. Recycled materials, there will be percentages of using of recycled materials, and how many times we can use recycled material, etc. Should be recorded. Product safety and quality management system, it is as equal as QMS. All procedures, work instructions, method of practices to be demonstrated. Interaction between site and head offices have to demonstrate requirements of the standard. All these requirements, close by close, we have to demonstrate the same. Printed or electronic and easily retrievable, legible and unambiguous, detailed and appropriate languages, and it should be reviewed and approved as which is in IMS standard implementation and the documentation. Okay. Traceability, again, I have already explained forward and backward traceability. It's based on mass balance. Mass balance, if we are the raw material batch, if we pick up a batch, how many batches or packaging material prepared from that raw material? It should be 0-0 balance, so that they will, if there is a production rejection, they will load 1.05 like that, and the mass balance will be matched, and forward traceability from that batch, how many batches prepared, and the traceability will verify. And backward traceability also the auditor will verify. They will take samples from the finished goods and will track back how many batches prepared, and where the production status, how the slittings happened. All these backward tracking also the auditor will do. This is a big area, 50 to 60% of time also traceability goes, because of packaging. If there is any recalls, withdrawals happen, they have to track the batches correctly. Because of that, the traceability clause is very important in BRCGS. They will track the entire traceability from stores to raw material stores, and raw material stores to dispatch stores. Complaint handling, as the normal management system handling complaints, the root cause analysis, the trend analysis, and all these corrective actions displayed. If we took any corrective action, the same should be communicated to all the departments, and the department's notice board, it should be displayed what was the complaint and what was the reasons, and corrective actions plan, in which month what the corrective actions we will carried out, and how we will be managing the entire system for non-repetition. Okay, if the complaint repeated, then it will go as a major incident. This is withdrawals, incidents, and product recalls. Just like we have to maintain FSMS, also we have to maintain withdrawals and product recall records. And withdrawals, there is the mock withdrawals. The protocol is very entirely different. We have to generate an invoice and mock invoice, and we have to carry a withdrawal from on the way or otherwise from the godown of the customer. Okay, the mock withdrawal frequency is yearly once. We have to do a mock withdrawal for the standard compliance. There should be a documented procedure to manage product withdrawal, written guidance and training on types of incidents, what should be the incidents, even accidents. If a vehicle carrying the packaging material had an accident and the materials fall on the road or something, Hello, am I audible? Sorry, there was a power failure.
Hello, Lekha ma'am. You can continue, ma'am, now. Sorry to everyone, there is a electricity failure from Lekha ma'am side. Please wait for another 3 to 5 minutes.
हाँ, अभी वीडियो अनम्यूट कर रही हूँ. वीडियो अनम्यूट हो ही नहीं रहा. रीजॉइन करूँ. Hello, am I audible now?
Yes, ma'am.
Screen is visible. Screen is visible, Vaibhav.
No, ma'am, not yet visible.
Okay, 1 second, sorry.
Yeah, it's coming now.
Okay. Sorry, there was a power
Now
failure.
visible, ma'am.
Okay, there's a power failure, sorry. It's 3.4 specifications which we were mentioning.
Ma'am,
The print.
Ma'am, sorry to interrupt. If you can move this to full screen, we'll appreciate, ma'am.
Now.
Yeah. Ma'am, वो जो 94% के बाजू में that button, no, just click on that icon, no? No, on the left hand side. Left. Yeah, this one. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, this was, we were explaining the specifications printed or electronic, formally agreed, use of trademarks, review process and changes agreed, statement of compliance for food or hygienic sensitive product. Okay, a lot of people have allergens to many of the things. So all these printed data should be very much clear, and trademarks, the percentages which they are mentioning, everything should be clear. That is the intention of the standard. Okay. Again, corrective and preventive actions. It's also fundamental clause. As we know, corrective and preventive actions, we do take corrective and preventive action for internal NCs, customer complaints, IQA NCs. All these have proper procedure, root cause analysis, and the corrective actions we will mention in the report. Just like that. Only one thing added in BRCGS is machinery, process machineries. If we have any process machinery failure, or we have removed any equipments like pressure gauges, temperature gauges, or something, they will call for a corrective action report. Okay, detailed corrective action report, what happened, what it was installed for, what was a failure, and all a detailed report have to be submitted. Otherwise, we will mention it as a majority. Performance monitoring, materials and outsourced subcontracted production. Okay, many of the companies don't have the facility for complete production. Then production will be subcontracted. Then the clause says all the requirements. The parent company have all the requirements. The subcontracted production unit should comply with a hazard. Okay. All these requirements will be applicable for them. Please note this, otherwise they will make it as a major NC again, including a hazard register. The subcontractor person should have a BRCGS certificate, otherwise it will be very difficult. And chain of custody, if customers have FSC certified papers, mainly paper, FSC certified material they required, then all the tracking, the raw materials used should be FSC certified. Till the end, the tracking should be available with the product authenticity claims and chain of custody. They should be maintaining all these records. This is the same thing which I explained, subcontract processes, a processes that is carried out at another side on behalf of the certified side. Okay, the equal requirement, the parent company have the equal requirement they have to maintain. External standards, building fabrication and interiors, elevated walkways designed to prevent contamination, easy to clean, correctly maintained. Normally, plain services, if we have the walls and everything, it should be easy to clean. Anything on the walls, they will not allow. Any designs, even they will not allow. Okay, it should be plain. Site security and product defense. Again, I have told the silos, the pipelines, the water tanks, etc., which are outside the factory. We should have a documented product defense plan, authorized personnel entries only to silos, visiting personals. Okay, a lot of people visit to the factory for purchase people, for meeting the purchase people, for marketing people, and all this. The entries will be only to the admin areas, and the personals are not strictly not allowed to enter into the production shop floors. And if at all entered for any missionary purpose and everything, it will be with a protocol, company protocol, and one person will be accompanying, and all these protocols have to documented and maintain. Water tanks, mainly I have seen the companies, we don't care about that. It will be open always, and the gate should be closed, and the water tanks should be properly closed. A lot of things. Straws, mainly the straws. Straws manufacturers, what is the requirement? The straws will be, after manufacturing, it will be flowing through a potable water. Okay? We should use a potable water, and mainly the kids are the consumers, users, and the straw goes into the pack of fruity or the drink, and also the mouth they are using with the mouth. So all these water used in the factories should be portable, and they are very strict about the external defense plan. And the security keys, how many keys are there, who will entering into the production shop floor, who are entering into the QC shop floor, cameras, and how many cameras are there. All these things they will verified. Plan of the site, people flow and access, travel routes, waste travel route, production and process storage areas, everything should be separate. Waste travel route, why it is important? I have seen the implementation level, the source of generation of waste. This is a very important thing. Collecting, disposing, and disposal storage, the route should be clearly mentioned. Okay. Machinery, near to the machinery, there should be color coded waste bins, paper, plastic, and hazardous waste. And who will pick up the waste, at what frequency they will pick up the waste, and how they are routed to the hazardous waste storage area is very important. That is the implementation structure we should improve. The waste dustbins, we have to make it color coded, and who's the person in every shift who is collecting the waste, and how they take the same to the hazardous waste storage area. Okay, it should be clearly mentioned. Access to production areas segregated. If the waste is going to the production areas, then it will generate another issue. Okay. Also, the access to main production areas, it is very much segregated, and access is denied. Personal improvement is simple and logical, arranged to minimize risk of contamination to product. Designed area for activities that may contaminate, example, removal of outer packaging. Is another area. The paper reels mainly comes through vehicles, trucks, and all. And it will be storing in the storage area. They will bring the same directly into the production shop floor. All these contamination will come into the production area. So standard is very clear in BRGCS 6. They have clearly told the designed area for activities that may contaminate. Removal of outer packaging. You remove the outer packaging somewhere else. After that, bring that reel into the production shop. Okay. Sufficient working space and storage capacity, sorting and direct handling of products carried out in areas of same standard. Layout, product flow, and segregation. Layout and product flow, every department head should sign off. Okay, the product flow diagram, and the signed product flow diagram only they will audit. If it is a flow diagram just prepared, they will not audit. All the HODs have to sign the layout and product flow diagram. Second is maintenance, documented programs of maintenance. Maintenance have a lot of importance in the BRGCS. Normally, they will allow only food grade lubricants to use. Document programs of maintenance, maintenance logs, equipment inspected when risk of foreign body contamination, product safety, quality, legality at risk, tools cleared away and sorted, temporary repairs they are not allowing at all. And if at all allowed, the timeline and the action plans have to maintain. Engineering workshops controlled, contractors suitably monitored. Here is the close. Maintenance work shall not place product safety, quality, or legality at risk. Maintenance work shall be followed by documented clearance procedure, which records that contamination hazards have been removed and equipment clear to resume production. Two of the people will sign, maintenance as well as the production in charge, because if it is not cleaned properly, then they will not take a handover. Okay, they should not hand over also. Two of the party will sign off after maintenance. Temporary corrections, this is only permitted in emergencies and where product contamination is not at risk. Okay, the clause is clear. Only permitted in emergencies. Okay, such modification shall be subject to a time limit and shall be recorded and scheduled for correction. If it is for 1 day or 1.5 days or 2 days, or the material is not available or something, it should be clearly mentioned the time limit to temporary modifications. And housekeeping and cleaning. Housekeeping and cleaning, only 10 NCs for a grade, only 10 NCs is allowed. And housekeeping and cleaning, we will get a number of NCs. So risk-based environmental monitoring program, good standards of housekeeping, cleaning materials fit for purpose, strongly scented chemicals not used. for shop floor cleaning. Environmental friendly chemicals can be used. Documented cleaning procedures for shop floor, production area, for office area, toilets, and etc. Toilets cleaning equipment segregated. They have we have to prepare clear procedure for toilet cleaning as well as production cleaning. If we are using red buckets and red mops for using toilets, we cannot use the same for production cleaning, and the production cleaning buckets and all these mops will be tagged separately, green, blue, etc. And the chemicals and the mobs, how many times a mob can be used, and the condition of the mob, everything will be audited. Housekeeping and cleaning is a fundamental clause for BRCGS. Okay. And a lot of records they will verify. Frequency of even first shift, second shift, they do verify the records, who is responsible for cleaning, and what are the chemicals used for, if hot water is available for hand wash, potable water is available for hand wash. All these things will be audited in housekeeping clause. Good standards of housekeeping shall be maintained, which shall include a condition-based cleaning or clean as you go policy. And you can see how the cleaning equipments are maintained, how neatly it is maintained. Documented cleaning procedures. The procedure shall be implemented to ensure appropriate standards of cleaning are achieved. Okay, we'll be reviewing the same. Okay, they will make a tick, 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 this thing of production shop floor cleaned, this clean, and review records also is called for. Microbiological and environmental monitoring program. Microbiological, the microbial load, they will be verifying for production QC areas, and microbial load of uniforms, and the microbial load of machineries. Swab test will be conducted. Okay, swab test of the machineries as well as the uniforms from various departments. This report is auditable. And the environmental monitoring, as we have SPM, SOX and NOx, that report also is mandatory for BRCGS. So QMS, EMS, OSHAs, all the records are required for a BRCGS audit. Extra, all these fundamental clauses we have to maintain clearly, clause by clause. Sampling protocols. It is clearly, if it is a quarterly or monthly monitoring of environment, then we have to make a sampling protocol register, and what is the frequency when we will conduct the environmental monitoring, when we will conduct the microbial load monitoring and the machinery. All these frequencies have to mention in the chart, and regularly conducting all these tests, swab test, etc. Accordingly, the standard requirement we have to mention and make it recorded, and records will be audited regularly by the BRCGS auditor. Contamination control. There should be a documented policy for contamination. Kept away from chemicals, should be kept away from products. Cutting instruments, blades, notice board pins, and cleaning chemicals. Everything should be away from the production area. Production shop floor, they will not allow the notice board pins, glass, ceramic, or brittle plastic. Normally, the production machinery have this brittle plastics for their meters and all these things, monitoring equipments. Then we have to give numbering to the brittle plastic and protect them. Okay, by lamination. Otherwise, if anything, even vibrations, they may, little vibrations happen, the brittle plastic will break and the contamination will happen. That's why they are asking for a register, maintain a register for all these glass, ceramic, brittle items in the production area. Breakage procedure, if at all happened, who will clean the same? What is the procedure? What is the facility we are having in the production shop? These all things will be audited. And not strongly scented. Production people cannot use any perfumes or any scented hand wash items, anything they are not supposed to. And trained personnel, and these training records also they will verify. for the chemicals usage. So glass, brittle, ceramics, it is shown in the picture, but all these sharp items, needles, wires, etc., have particular register. If it is used, sharp items are used in the production in the machinery shop floor, on which date it is issued, and who have issued the same, when what is the time frame, and when it is returned back, if it is broken or not in use, then also they have to return back to the stores, and all these records are auditable and they will verify. Chemicals, it is not production chemicals, it's all cleaning chemicals which we will be using, and it should be properly stored. Okay, the drops of the bottles will not fall on the floor or something, it will generate another contamination. Even pest controls and all these washing chemicals, the bottles should be very clear, otherwise the shop floor will be contaminated. Hazard and risk analysis shall be used to identify, control, and manage any potential risk from microbiological contamination and any potential allergens. Allergens are very particular about the BRCGS, chemicals and any food items coming into the production shop floor. They will not allow any items, medicines, etc., in the production shop floor. Okay. Process waste. This is the thing which I earlier also explained. We are not trained to segregate the same. We are not trained for the collection and disposals. Okay, segregate properly and store adequately, and disposal also adequately we have to do. Otherwise, neighboring land, water pollutions and drains. If a rain comes, if it is open, then it will be a very big issue. And many of the things we don't know, even the plastic bottles, drinking water bottles, we can use 90%, it can be reused. Okay, there are plants in India, they are using these water bottles, they are reusing, they are making the chips. Okay, and they have done trials also. My own clients have done trials, and it is usable. Okay, so please segregate all the companies. Don't go for BRCGS. If we are implemented IMS also, the collection, segregation, and disposal, we need a lot of importance. I have seen all the hazardous waste storages and all these waste areas like this on. Okay, so we have to be very careful and for the environment, and properly disposal to only to the approved government vendors. Pest is every places I have implemented across India. Then Gujarat, the pest prone will be different. Tamil Nadu is different. Hyderabad it is different. Delhi it is different. Then pest management, we should know what is the area, pest prone area. There somewhere cockroaches are there, some areas spiders are there, and lizards are there. Then accordingly the pest management program have to be. Okay, outside the factory there should be, first we should do the pest management. After that inside the factory we have to do the pest management. Frequency of inspection, trends also. Okay, how the trend is, if it is increasing, and what are the type of pests inside the plant, etc. Building should be pest proof. And birds, what they need a shelter. That's why they always come into the inside of the factory. When a bird or anything seen, it will be a emergency again. So be careful. Loading, unloading areas, if they open the shutter, they will enter. Immediate action of infestation, catch analysis, all this staff trained, and what they are calling for, you should have a board. If the operators see any pest, they will write it on the board, and the people will come to. Otherwise, how if they are not writing on the board, then we will not come to know what they have seen. They have seen an ant or a spider or something. So board is a requirement. If we are not placing the board or any information, and we will get an answer there. The production trials, foundation document evidence, shelf life. Shelf life of any packaging. Okay, they will be using primary, secondary packaging materials, and all items. Shelf lives is a mandatory requirement. Again, coming into production area, process control documentation. The clause is very strict about trials. If it is a new plant, the commission data, the first piece inspection, first piece production, process control, temperatures, pressure, and all this process control will take it as a baseline. Okay. First of all, that will take it as a baseline. Again, any raw material changes, three trials is compulsory, 3 trials, and trial protocols have to maintain if any raw materials are changed from the commissioned raw material. Okay, so very important. Many of the suppliers, we do 3 trials, and the 4th supply, if they have done another material or any specification changed, then it will be in trouble. Process control, identify quality defects, functional integrity. If any defects have functional integrity and it affect the performance, then we have to review manufacturing printing process, machine setting established and documented, changes to settings by trained and authorized staff, BOM of manufacturing process specification, documented process check, documented clearance procedures, and check for previous product removal, validate of process characteristic. They are very stringent about process control. Okay, production, how much we produced, what is the rejection percentage, no issue. They have a mass balance account there. But the process control parameters, everything they will be verifying with the baseline and the trial records. If there is any variation, it will go as a NC. Again, measurement. Quality checks frequency is based on risk. First piece and last piece records have to maintain, samples have to maintain first piece and last piece. Sample disposition time, you can mention if it is increasing, if the shelf life or life cycle, based on the life cycle of the product, samples will be increasing, then they can yearly, 3 year, but it should be recorded, but how much time we will be maintaining the sample. Hazard and risk analysis principles to determine need for inline product testing, accuracy, procedures for operation, routine monitoring and testing, routine line inspections, removal of non-conforming products. All these removal of non-conforming products will be based on root cause analysis and reports. Inline system to identify and removing non-conforming products, test methods, up-to-date and reference samples. Mainly, these all production units will be automatic lines. Then, if any failures happen to their cameras or machine alignment, then it will be an issue. In between, if it fails, then what is the rule? The backdated production also we have to verify, and after implementation also some records. Sometime we will be monitoring the records and investigate after investigation. And if we have a laboratory, they have to maintain all these ISO 17025 guideline. Otherwise, all these testings have to be conducted through an authorized lab. Test methods will be laboratory testing. All these test methods will be documented. Based on that, analytical methods, customer approved reference samples were required. They will maintain latest versions available in lab, suitably stored to avoid degradation. Okay. Reliability test. Again, if we have the lab facility, we can conduct the reliability test. If we don't have the lab, we can conduct from outside, and we can compare the samples with the previous results. Here, this automated inspection equipment, example, vision systems is used to check print or other material features. The site shall establish and implement procedures for the operation and testing of the equipment to ensure that the system is correctly set up and capable of alerting or rejecting product when packaging is out of specification. If the cameras, high definition cameras are also there, if it is rejected, it automatically reject the product and it will fall into the rejected area, rejected bin. Okay. The procedures, they will write the manufacturer procedure itself. We can use a manufacturer will be submitting the procedures that can be used. Okay. Non-conforming products. Procedure, staff understanding of procedure, clear identification and management, secures storage, refer to brand owners where applicable, define responsibilities, disposal of destruction reported. The site shall ensure that out of specification product is clearly identified and effectively managed to prevent unauthorized use. Okay. Normally, what is happening? They have a printed items. The brand printing is also happened on the products. Okay. That's why the rejection should not go out from the production area or factory. If there is a can manufacturing, they have printed Biosdorf, Nivea or something on the can. If it is going out, then there will be a mistake. So in the plant itself, they will destroy the cans and from there it will be disposed. Okay. The brand owners will be very clear about this thing, their labels, their printing, their logos. Nothing should be go out without permission. Then it will be a very big issue. Okay. Incoming goods acceptance. Intake process clearly understood. Free from pest contamination or damage. In these vehicles, what normally happens before that entering into this premises, they have gone for some other factory and there may be some chemical or some items which was placed in this truck. So while coming into the truck, into the production, means the stores area, then we will be taking a picture of this truck and the contaminations will be verified, whether the material came to the stores adequately, and all these truck photographs and inspection records are mandatory. Okay. Incoming stores as well as the dispatch stores. Acceptance certificates are known to intake personnel. COA will be verified. If the lab have the facility, they will verify as per incoming inspection. Otherwise, they will be clearing the items based on the COA. Intermediate goods. Site should have system to ensure raw materials and intermediate products have been approved for use in processing. Intermediates also, if making, then they have the procedure. Materials work progress and product identified and protected, products protected from contamination, taint or odor and malicious intervention, meet customer requirements, packaging protected and inspected for damage, contamination, hazardous chemicals handled appropriately, materials intended for recycling, protected against contamination. Okay, all these things are thoroughly documented and records have been maintained. Here in the picture, there is a pellet. What is the risk on the pellet? There will be burr of wood. Okay. Then pellet usage, clearly this is fumigated pellets. We have to use fumigated pellets. And it should be stored away from the wall. Storing of the floor and away from the walls, any specific handling or stacking requirements. We have to mention the stacking requirements are to displayed. Okay. Segregation of product adequately. Risk assessment to decide what level of protective packaging is to prevent physical, chemical, or microbiological contamination of the raw material, work in progress, and finished product. The same applicable to raw material stores, production, as well as dispatching. New clauses is customer may have specific requirements around how finished product is dispatched to them to ensure that packaging and storage is appropriate to prevent product safety and quality concerns. Dispatch and transport, again, procedure for any restrictions on combined loads and requirements for the security of loads during transit, protected from contamination, taint, odor, and malicious interventions. When for dispatch vehicle, when the vehicle comes, we will take a photograph. Again, the vehicle inspection records will be audited. Vehicle will be cleaned. After that, only the materials will be loaded. Pallets checked and is cared if damaged or contaminated. Company on the vehicles included in cleaning schedules. Documented hygiene and order checking procedures before loading. Contract or agreed terms and condition with third-party contractors. Access to site control for third-party transport personnel. Okay, all these records will be audited. Training and competency. Again, training and competency is a fundamental clause. All these EMS, OSHAs, we have seen dummy records, dummy training records, and everything seen. But here we cannot do any dummy training records. It will not work at all. Okay, the auditor will go to the shop floor and ask the stores present, where is your HARA? What are the CCPs in your area? Do you know the procedure? The result we will write an NC. Okay, the personnel available on the shop floor should know their procedure well, and they should know about the HARA. That is the main requirement. The training, you should make the people aware about the requirement. Okay. Training is defined as a process of learning the skills that are needed for a particular job or activity. Competency is defined as being able to demonstrate the ability to apply skills, knowledge, and understanding of a task or subject to achieve intended results. Okay. If a stores person don't know how to handle the chemicals, go to store, and if he is not aware about the pellet, what is the risk in the pellets, there itself he will get an NC. And HARA, he should able to explain the HARA to the auditor. Okay, so training and competency is very stringent clause in BRCGS. Appropriate training and competency assessment, training of new or updated procedures, routinely reviewed and documented. Records of training available, training needs documented. Okay, routinely reviewed and documented. Training needs also. What was the earlier training? What was the subject? And a new subject was trained to them. All these things they will be verifying. Okay. So training is very easy for them to pick up an MC. They will go to the shop floor and ask regarding HARA if the operator or the stores person or the production operator or the production assistant manager fail to reply, then it will be an MC. Personal hygiene. Personal requirements, hand washing, personal items including personal medicines is not allowed. Visitor controls, cuts, if there is any cuts and this thing, bandages used, everything will be audited. Staff facilities, they will clearly verify the washrooms, and it is a website reporting. The NCs they can see on the website. Think about the seriousness. Okay, all these NCs. That's why brand owners will see the same. Okay, but then they should be very careful. The brand owners can see the NCs and the reports on the website. Any company, MD or senior management will not be liking the same. So staff facilities, they will be audited very frequently. I have seen if it is, they will audit the same in first shift, they will audit the same in second shift also. Smoking is allowed, but smoking zone have to prepare away from the plant and the facility. If at all there is a facility, then the documented procedure should be there. Because the paper and everything was very much critical for fire, then we should demonstrate this way. But many of the companies, they don't use the smoking facility inside the plant. It gives the product risk. Health questionnaires and health questionnaires gate will be having a detailed health questionnaire, illness notification by employees, visitors and contractors, medical screening based on risk, medical screenings during joining, and if it is compulsory now, every 6 months the medical checkup report have to submit to HR. Otherwise HR will conduct the medical screening and they will maintain the record in every 6 months. And protective clothing. Protective clothing is very stringent in this BRCGS. Hair covering, beard notes for direct food hygiene sensitive, risk assessment and documented for different areas, rules documented for different areas, appropriate design, sufficient quantities, designed to provide adequate coverage, food contact, hygiene sensitive, no upper pockets or buttons. Buttons are not allowed, press buttons are allowed. Okay, risk assess suitable footwear, gloves distinctive, intact and replaced regularly. Same gloves used for 2 days, 3 days. It itself seems and burr in the gloves. It will also not acceptable. Okay. Clean and laundry. There should be a laundry procedure and how to be clean the uniform. The warm water should be used at what temperature you should wash, what are detergents to be used. All this laundering procedure is also called for, and the company should give, if it is a house washing, then laundry procedure have to hand it over to the employees. Prevention of cross contamination between clean and dirty. It is cross contamination if we are wearing the uniform from our house and coming to the factory, then a lot of cross contamination happens. The person will travel in bus or rickshaw or something, and he will come into the plant with that uniform, then there will be an issue. Okay, so uniforms, wearing the uniforms, all these procedures and these cross contaminations have to clearly mention in the procedure and to be implemented. Disposal clothing adequately controlled. It is use and throw. Clothes are used, then it should be adequately controlled. It should be disposed. And the aprons are washable, then who took the laundry aprons and how it is washed and what is the contracts, everything will be audited. Okay. Okay, thanks. I have briefed the fundamental requirements of BRCGS and hope it is understood. If there is any queries, then you can contact me. My cell numbers are mentioned here, and email IDs are also mentioned here. Thanks once again. If there is any queries, you can put it in the chat box, and then we'll be replying.
Thank you, ma'am, for explaining the presentation in a simplifying way. Now I request all to please put your questions in the chat box, or you can unmute yourself and ask directly.
Harish Mago has told that very high speed, because a lot of slides were there. That's why I explained it quickly, because I have only 1 hour to explain this. We will conduct another session. It's a very big area, and a lot of clauses are there in BRCGS. So, hello. 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 Harish, it's very quickly, because a lot of slides were there. That's why it done quickly. Okay. Hello.
Yes, ma'am. Now, I request all the delegates to please put your question in the chat box, or you can unmute yourself and ask directly. If anyone have any question. Ma'am, Rajesh was asking about what are the ways to define product safety and quality culture and how to make it.
Hello, Rajeshwar. Please unmute yourself. Hello, Rajeshwar. Rajeshwar, it is a quality culture, the product safety and quality policy you have to take first of all. From that, all these points you have to write it down and how you are going to implement the same. When you will implement the same, the timeline you have to mention. Okay. I know, Rajeshwar, you are from Huhtamaki. No? Hello, Rajeshwar. I know Huhtamaki have a big product safety quality policy. Mention all these item wise and explain the same how we are going to implement the same down the level and do a survey of the employees. Okay. Based on that survey, we will decide the quality culture is implemented there. Okay. And review the same, what percentage you received, whether employees understood the same, 80% of employees understood the same, 70% of employees understood the same, 50%. Based on the same, you review it and give a report to the top management. Okay. If another trainings are required, then conduct another training down the level for implementing the policy. Otherwise, the culture will not change at all. That's why BRCGS is very strict about the quality policy, product safety and quality culture in the company. The survey reports are called for. Understood? Okay. That's a halal is Sanjay. Halal is for Middle East countries. It's not having any connection with BRCGS. It's a religion. Some people are asking for halal as a particular region. It's not nothing connected with the BRCGS. Hello, unmute yourself and can ask. Don't go for a typing.
Requesting all delegates, please unmute yourself and ask any question or any doubt you have.
No. Sanjay, it is not mandatory in India. It is not a regulatory. Even HACCP is not a regulatory in India. It is optional. Any client want to go for 2000 certification, BRCGS certification, HACCP certification, it is optional. India, it is not mandatory. Food fraud and food defense. Yes, Rajesh, food fraud and food defense. We should have a security procedure in place. It is food fraud can happen the outside raw material storage, even it is a water and silos. We should have a food fraud policy and food defense risk assessment. We should do a risk assessment. After that, you have to do a control. First of all, do a risk assessment. What are the outside facilities in the plant? How many raw materials are laying outside? Okay. Based on that, you have to prepare a process. Understood? Food fraud and food defense. do a security risk assessment first of all for all the items which are laying outside the factory premises, and how you are going to do a control. Okay, mainly that's why you have to, if at all items are there, then we have to do a stringent camera systems, and all the things will be in lock and key.
Ma'am, there are another question from Sanjay sir.
Okay,
What are the
critical emergencies. Any chemical leakages, chemical contaminations, mainly corrugated box manufacturing. But Sanjay, corrugated box manufacturing, only thing is they have to do the PRPs. I have seen a lot of corrugated manufacturing industries. PRPs, mainly the plant should be closed first of all, and cleaning, and they have a mass production, and cleaning and hygiene is not at all taken care by the corrugated manufacturing box manufacturers. So first of all, go with the PRPs, and critical emergencies will be near to the machines, near to the chemical handling, and how the storage they are using pallets, and the boxes, the paper which they are coming from outside, it should be segregated. The finished area to be segregated. Stores, the stores storage items should be segregated, and entry exit, birds entering, pest entering into the corrugated box manufacturing areas. These all are issues. Mainly, first of all, you should maintain the PRPs there.
Hello, ma'am. Namaste.
Yes. Namaste.
Yeah, this is Asim Sigdel from Kathmandu, Nepal, ma'am. I have
Okay.
thank you for your very brief presentation. And I'm very keen to know about the BRSCG certification, your experience in Nepal, in Nepalese context scenarios. Have you conducted such kind of audits? And number two question is that, let us say if a factory get into ISO FSSC version 5.2 certification of each factory, so if the product of that manufacturing company can directly sell the product in the global supply chain retail mart such as Big Mart, then Walmart, or BRSCG is mandatorily required, ma'am.
Yes. BRCGS is required. FSSC will take by brand owners mainly. If it is a retail customer, then they have to go for BRCGS. And Nepal, I have not yet gone. If my cell numbers are there, you can contact me. We'll sit down and discuss the things.
Thank you, ma'am, for the presentation.
Okay, any questions? Sorry, in between there was a power failure, there was a breakage, and rushing of the slides because a lot of closes are there. It's a 1 hour session, so communicating the same, I have rushed. Okay. Thank you for the opportunity once again, ICS and Sadgun Sir team, and all the best to the clients and joinees. Thank you. Thank you very much. Shall I leave, Vaibhav?
No.
Any other questions? Was not allowing to speak.
Our next session is on 6th of May. It shall be taken by Ms. Sanjeevani Gogole, ma'am. Introduction to Energy Management based on ISO 50001, followed by question and answer session. ICS is pleased to provide you all its research and development ICS is pleased to provide you all its research and development, integrated management system, QMS, EMS, and OSHAs, excellence in education management, ISO made easy in Gujarati, Marathi, Telugu, and Hindi. For reading any of the above books, please contact Ms. Sushma Kindalkar. Feedback form. Please register on www.sadgunsang.org and go in your login and give feedback. Thank you for being a part of the Sadgun Sang. Now we officially close the session. Thank you all.